Good morning or afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another weather forecast, and hope you guys are all enjoying your Thanksgiving here. So I'm just going to wish you guys all a happy Thanksgiving. I'm so thankful for this channel and every single supporter, whether you are my 4,000th or my first. But yeah, you all mean a lot, and I just want to thank you guys all so much for all support here, especially on Thanksgiving. And yeah, thank you guys as well so much for 4,000 subscribers. What a better day to get 4,000 than on Thanksgiving. That's just absolutely crazy. And we're continuing to grow here. So I want to thank you guys all super duper extreme thank you here. But in this video, we're going to continue to look at the big snowstorm for the eastern United States next week on the days after Thanksgiving through the 30th all the way to the 3rd. We can be seeing a very large, significant potential blizzard for areas in the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley, bringing snow all the way from northern Alabama and Georgia all the way up to the panhandle of Wisconsin and Michigan. So it's going to be a widespread, big system posing a threat for millions here. But before we get in the video, please subscribe if you're new, hit the like button and notification icon. But without further ado, let's get in this weather forecast. So here, look now at the GFS 12Z model run. It is actually fully new. This is all new data that just came in a few minutes ago here. But let's check what it has. So on the 84th hour here, on November 30th, we are having a ton of precipitation and moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico here, which will be meeting up with the cold front. You can see the cold front moving in right here. You can see it's going to be meeting up with that cold front there, and that's exactly where you can start seeing some snow developing in these general areas right here, and that's why this storm can get big super duper fast here. But as you can see, it's gradually going to turn to snow on the night of November 30th. Going to see all the precipitation basically on the eastern side of that low pressure and that moisture, but as the cold front moves eastward and south and to the south, that snow or that rain at first will turn to snow on the western side, because that's exactly where that cold air is. On the eastern side and central side of that low pressure, that's where all that moisture is. We're going to be seeing that really, really heavy rain for much of areas like the Carolinas, Georgia, all the way up to the mid-Atlantic. We're going to start seeing our first really heavy snow. It's going to be extremely, extremely heavy snow. This precipitation is going to be coming down really hard, but it's going to convert very fast from rain to snow, all because of that cold front's pushing more and more towards that low pressure. But that's going to convert that rain into snow there in areas like near Indiana, Ohio, and northern Kentucky, there near Cincinnati, Indianapolis, and areas near Akron, even Michigan there. And then this continues to get gradually bigger here as this low pressure strengthens, and as that cold front pushes down more to the south, all the way down to Mississippi and Georgia at this time, which will allow that snow to push more to the south here into northern Georgia, portions of western North Carolina, eastern Tennessee. It looks like Nashville really won't get too much snow based on the GFS here, but I'm actually have to go with the European. The European, in my opinion, is the most accurate, and it has been the most accurate with the storm here, but it's still a matter of time. It's still 4 days out. But look, it's going to bring a ton of snow for areas like Kentucky, Lexington, and Cincinnati there on the Ohio border with Kentucky. Extremely heavy snow expected for Indianapolis, South Bend, areas near Akron, Ohio, Toledo, and areas near Lansing. So this will be a very big snowstorm for areas that did not get too much snow last year, like Lexington, like Cincinnati, Indianapolis. You guys had a very, very boring bus winter last year, but this snowstorm can bring more snow in one snowstorm than you guys saw all last year, which is pretty impressive there. By the 1st of December, this is still bringing snow for areas near northern Georgia, Tennessee, and the Carolina area, and still bringing in that extremely heavy snow that's continuing to push eastward now to Pennsylvania and West Virginia. But Lexington, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Akron, Columbus, you guys are all seeing that heavy snow. But then it pushes into bigger cities like Cleveland, areas like Toledo, Detroit. You guys shouldn't get that really heavy snow by the 1st, and then by the 2nd, it is still bringing snow here for areas in West Virginia. Pittsburgh can see some snow. Almost all of Ohio seeing snow. Still South Bend getting some snow, maybe some flurries for Chicago. And then by the 3rd, it's still bringing some lake effect snow there for areas off Lake Huron and Lake Erie. But there is a chance we can see another big snowstorm event potentially for these areas. But it's only a matter of time that models start to really get onto it. So here's look now at the European. I believe the European is actually going to be the most accurate. And I do think the European is going to be correct with this system. I said the same thing for that first lake effect, or for that first Great Lakes system that I talked about last week. And the European ended up being correct here. And I do think it'll be correct once again here. But this is November 30th at 6 a.m. here. And you're seeing all this precipitation. This is early the 30th in the morning here. All that rain coming from the Gulf of Mexico. There's that low pressure in Alabama. And you're seeing the cold front coming in, pushing in right here. And there you see that light rain, that light precipitation that's really humid, slowly converting into sleet and then rapidly turning into snow as that cold front pushes it really fast. And it's not going to be like, oh, just freezing. It's going to push in really fast and going to bring in 20s automatically for these areas, which will allow that snow to blow up just like this. And like I did say, I think the European will be the most accurate on this. But look at that. All that rain for these all this rain for these areas right here could possibly turn into snow just really quickly here because of that cold front there. But let's see. This is by noon on the 30th. And look at this big snowstorm. I mean, this is going to bring potentially blizzard conditions because not the rainfall rate, but because look how close those isobars are. That's indicating well over 30 to 40 miles an hour with stronger gusts. And with the extremely heavy rain like that, or extremely heavy snow like that, that could definitely bring in not really whiteout condition, but very hard conditions, which could be considerable, potentially, blizzard conditions. But also going to be being a big threat for ice there for areas that are on the borderline of that moisture, with that humidity, and where that cold front meets. That's where we're going to be seeing some freezing rain, possibly indicating some black ice or some ice that's on the road. That's including Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee, portions of Alabama and Mississippi. But to the west and north of that, we're seeing extremely heavy snow for areas like southern Indiana, areas near far western Kentucky near Paducah, southern Illinois, all the way up to Lansing. And look at the snow continues to advance and just worsen just so much. I mean, look at how heavy that snow is, and look how close those isobars are. I mean, those isobars are extremely close. I mean, look at that. That has to definitely be potential blizzard conditions, and not just because of how heavy that rain, or not just because of how heavy that snow is, but because of how strong those winds are expected to be there. And this is going to bring snow all the way to northern Georgia, northern Alabama, and potentially blizzard conditions all the way down to Kentucky. Tennessee going to get some really heavy snow, but really it's going to be kind of towards the east of Nashville, not near Nashville Metro. It's going to be outside Nashville, which is the worst of the snow there. But look at that, Indianapolis, areas near Lexington, Cincinnati. You guys are going to get blasted with snow that you have not seen in a while. Continue to move now all the way down into my area in northern Georgia. That heaviest of snow is going to continue, and those winds will continue to worsen for areas like Lansing, Traverse City, Detroit, Indianapolis, Toledo, Akron, Lexington, all the way up to Roanoke. We can see some really heavy snow there. And then by the second, it's still blasting snow as far as North Carolina and Georgia, bringing snow all the way up to Illinois. Wisconsin can see some snow. I mean, it's going to be really widespread based on the European. And look, by the third, it is still blasting snow for areas near Wisconsin, all the way to Pennsylvania. I mean, look, all the way up into Eau Claire, we can see snow from this. Areas near Washington, Illinois, we can see snow from this. Still seeing snow for Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Akron, and West Virginia days later. And all the way into the fourth, it's still bringing some lake effect snow, but there is a chance. But what European is showing, there is a chance we can see another snowstorm there blasting up to potentially the southeast there, and potentially up to the east coast. That's something we have to really watch there. But let's look at the snowfall totals. Wow, these snowfall totals are just absolutely crazy. Even though they have lowered significantly, it is still crazy, the snowfall totals we're going to be seeing. Some of these totals are going to be doubling, if not tripling, the snowfall totals we saw all last year. For example, Cincinnati, 8 to 9 inches, maybe even 11 inches of snow there on the border. And that is way more than you guys saw last year. Lexington, you guys are going to be seeing up to 6 to 8 inches. Still well over what you guys saw last year. All the way up into Missouri and southern Illinois, 2 to 4 inches there. That's pretty much what you guys saw last year, if not even more than what you guys saw last year. Indianapolis, 8 to possibly 12 inches of snow, well over what you guys saw last year. And the border with Ohio and Indiana, 14 to 18 inches of snowfall. Well over what you guys saw last year. Chicago, you guys are gradually getting out of the snow forecast, only around maybe an inch or two. Still decent what you guys saw last year. That's around there. But look at Lake Erie. You're going to be blowing up with lake effect snow that comes after the snowstorm and during the snowstorm. Possibly near Cleveland, well over 17 inches of snowfall. Well over what you guys saw last year. Toledo, 9 to 12 inches. Columbus, 7 to 9 inches there. Areas out there into western West Virginia, 5 to 7 inches there. Areas near Detroit, you guys have increased in snowfall so much. Detroit, 10 to 13 inches of snowfall. Yesterday, you guys were like at 4 inches. So it looks like now Eastern Michigan is going to get blasted well more than Western Michigan. It was a complete opposite last upload. It was showing up to like 18 inches right here, but now it's completely swapped. So, Detroit, wow. 10 to 13 inches for Lansing in Detroit. Oh boy, it's going to be absolutely crazy. Toronto up to half a foot there. In upper North Michigan, well over 20 inches there. Let's now move into another region here. Let's actually check more into the Mid-Atlantic here so we can get all the way down here. So, look at this. Up to around a foot there near Erie, Pennsylvania. Around 6 inches near Niagara Falls. Around 3 to 5 inches for Pittsburgh. Around a trace from my area there. Like I said, Nashville, you guys are really out of the picture. Or not really out of the picture, but you guys are really lowering chances. It's going to be more to the east, like I did say. It's going to be well more to the east. Really a trace max for Nashville and outside of Nashville. But well to the east. 3 to 5 inches most likely in there for a portion of Tennessee there. But, oh boy, it's getting crazy in these forecasts. Let's check out the GFS now. This is the GFS. You do see they're showing a bit of a huge difference here when it comes to some of these places like Cleveland or like Detroit, for example. They have up to 4 to 8 inches, and the European shows well over 12 inches there. And look at the Panhandle right here near Marquette. That's up to 20. That's almost actually 32 inches of snow. That's well over what the European is showing there for the Panhandle there. I don't really see that happening that much though happening up there into the Mitten area. For Indianapolis, they're showing around half a foot to maybe 9 inches of snow. Areas in the border with Ohio and Indiana, 13 to 15 inches of snowfall. Columbus, you guys are a lot higher totals based on the GFS, up to a foot near Columbus. Cincinnati, 7 to 9 inches there. Lexington, around 6 to 9 inches there. Lansing, around a foot of snow as well. The western area, the coast near Lake Michigan, going to be anywhere from 3 inches to near 10 inches there in the southern part of Michigan. And looks like around 6 inches near Gary, Indiana. And boy, totals are really high for areas like Pennsylvania based on the GFS. Let's check out these totals here. If this can actually switch here. There we go. These totals are really different there for the GFS for Pennsylvania and areas like New York here. Look at this. They push this snow far more inland into Pennsylvania. Look, up to around 7 to 10 inches near Pittsburgh. Well up to a foot into off Lake Erie, up to half a foot near the Tennessee and North Carolina border there as well. Again, this is GFS, up to a foot in the Adirondacks, around 3 to 7 inches there near Niagara Falls. It is going to be really snowy event no matter what model you look at it here. But I do think I agree with the European a lot more than GFS here. But let's just check how this is possible and why there's going to be so much snow. That's because this cold front's going to be here in place before this snow or precipitation even comes in. So here you have, it's really small at this point. You don't really think much about it. And it just blows up on the 30th here, right when that precipitation comes in. So there's not really going to be snow on the 30th. There's going to start seeing snow on the 1st. So the fact that the cold air is going to be here around 24 hours before the actual precipitation turns into snow, that's exactly why it will stick so fast. And the reason why we're going to be seeing snow all the way down to Mississippi and Georgia is because of how cold it'll be in the southeast. Up to 18 degrees below average there for the southeast, 22 degrees below average in Tennessee, and up to 29 degrees below average there for areas into the northern Georgia and western North Carolina region. And this is going to continue to push all the way into Indiana. 15 degrees below average there in Indiana. You're probably saying, how is there going to be so much snow in these areas when they're only seeing around 10 degrees below average, and these areas are seeing 20 degrees below average? Well, because the average, obviously, in these areas is way colder than the averages in these areas, so it really won't take much below average to actually see really cold temperatures here. And some of these averages are already below freezing, so kind of going 10 degrees below, that's already cold enough there. And by the second, we're seeing 16 to 15 degrees below average there for West Virginia, Ohio, and Indiana, up to 17 degrees below average in Florida. So Florida is going to feel it's cold front here. It's going to stick for a while there for the Ohio Valley there. It's going to stay there in the Midwest up to look all the way by December 4th, 21 to 28 degrees below average. And then we have another larger cold front that's going to be hitting the exact same area. So it's going to be very, very cold eastern United States for the next week and a half here. But let's check out the actual real-time temperatures. As you do see, this is actually the temperatures going into the 30th to the 1st, which is exactly when that snow starts to convert. And as you do see, we are going to be seeing some upper 20s and lower 30s. 27 for upper Illinois, 29 for Indianapolis. Some 30 degrees near Ohio and Kentucky. And then as you do see, continue to move in. Now we're seeing really cold temperatures now. 26 near Indianapolis, seeing all the way up to 28 near Nashville. In my area, we're getting around 29. Look, we're going to be seeing up to below freezing temperatures all the way up into Florida. Up into Florida, we can see 32 degrees. Northern Florida, that's just crazy. You're going to see some lower teens there in the Midwest area. And you're going to continue to move way more to the south there. So 20s and teens for Iowa. Some upper teens and lower 20s for areas like Michigan. And then temperatures continue to become really cold now, around 25 degrees from my area. Look, we're seeing literally 32 degrees near Jacksonville, Florida. I mean, it's going to be crazy. Up some 30s in the coast of North Carolina. Some teens into the Appalachians. I mean, it's going to be super duper cold for an absolute battleground for a big snowstorm. It has to happen. I mean, all these temperatures meeting up with a ton of moisture, it has to create a snowstorm, and it will do that, and it could be potentially a very large blizzard. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and bye, guys.